Hey guys, today we are going to learn how to make this very easy, very simple mittens. Everything is very basic. We have single crochets, only here we'll have front and back post double crochets, but I will try to explain them as well as I can. We are going to be using the Lion brand yarn and specifically the homespun type. And I'm going to be using the pink one. I just didn't have the label, that's why I used the other one. What I like about this yarn is the texture. No matter how simplistic the stitches are and what stitches you are using, just because it's textured, it's gonna be looking really nice. Also, they are very warm. Seems like this pink one has a little more texture than the blue one, so our mitten is gonna turn out even more textured than the blue yarn. This yarn requires a 6.5mm hook or K10.5. I know I'm gonna have questions. What if we don't have the Lion brand, this specific yarn? Try to find any yarn that is textured like this and requires 6.5mm hook. Also, I know you guys are gonna ask me if you can use a non-textured, a different brand regular yarn. You can give it a try. I did not try to crochet these mittens with a regular yarn. If you think that the mittens are too large, you can definitely use a thinner yarn with a smaller size crochet hook. Again, I don't know how they're gonna turn out with a regular yarn. We will have to take in consideration the width of your palm, the length from the tip of the middle finger to the thumb opening, and from the thumb opening to the wrist. For any size, we will be starting with a magic ring. So take the tail into your hand, wrap the yarn around your two fingers, crisscross, take the hook, put it under the first strand of yarn, pull the second one out, and the tails to the side. And we will put 6 single crochets into the magic ring. So the first one, I never count the first one. Insert the hook into the circle, pull the yarn, pull yarn over, pull through 2. That's 1. Again, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And because the yarn is textured, you might experience some difficulties, but just keep going. Pull the tail to close the ring. We will also need a stitch marker. If you don't have a specific stitch marker, use a piece of yarn. That's what I'm doing. Okay, you're gonna place it at the beginning of the row. We are gonna be going into rounds. We will not actually finish one round and start another round, so you will need the stitch marker to mark the beginning and the beginning of each round. Find the first single crochet, insert the hook into it, and we will put 2 single crochets in each of the single crochets from the previous row, so we will end up with 12 single crochets in total. So pull the yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2, into the same, insert the hook, pull the yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2. And you are gonna put 2 single crochets in each stitch. We have 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. This is how it looks like. Now we are gonna move our stitch marker What we're gonna do now, we are gonna put 2 single crochets into the first stitch. 1, 2. Now for the next 2 stitches we will put only 1 single crochet in each. So 3 into the next, 4. Now again 2 single crochets into the next one, 5, 6, and 1 single crochet into the next 2. We will end up with 16 single crochets. Again 2 into the next one, 1 single crochet in each of the next 2, again 2 single crochet into the next one, and we will finish with 2 single crochet in each of the 2 stitches from the previous row. We're gonna move our stitch marker. This is how our mitten is looking so far. You are gonna be going rounds and rounds and rounds and rounds of 16 stitches until you get to the thumb opening. So depending on how long your fingers are and this part of the palm, you will stop right here where we're gonna make the thumb opening. Okay guys, so I kept going and adding rounds of 16 single crochets until I reached the thumb opening. This is how it looks like, and again depends on how thick your thumb is. For mine I will chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're gonna skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and single crochet into the 4th, and just go around and stop right here. Okay, and we got to our last or first one. We are gonna put our stitch marker right here so we don't lose our round, and we are gonna put 8 single crochets into this space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we are gonna keep crocheting all the way around. So this first one you might want to put a single crochet in it. Don't skip it, go into the next one. Alright, I just counted, I had 19 single crochets for this round. Now for the next 5 rounds we will be repeating the same exact amount of stitches, single crochet into each stitch all the way around for 5 times. Again, 5 times, it's for my size. For my palm I need 5 rounds to reach the beginning or the end of the palm and beginning of the wrist. You add as many rounds as you need to reach right here, and this is what I have so far. Now we're gonna start working on the last part of the mitten. Okay, to even out all our rounds in the spiral kind of round, we are gonna slip stitch into the next. We are gonna chain 3. That will count as our first double crochet, and we are gonna start putting front post double crochets and back post double crochets. It sounds like a mouthful, but it's not that complicated. For this one, we're gonna make a back post. So yarn over, find these little gaps to the left and to the right of the stitch, go from the back, insert into the first space, then insert into the second space, pull the yarn through the spaces, and then pull through two and pull through two. That's the back post because you went from the back. Now the front. Find these spaces again, yarn over, insert into the first space, this time from the front, go to the back, there we go, pull the yarn through and finish like a regular double crochet. You can't really see right now, maybe you can. This one kind of goes to the back and these two go kind of front to the front. Alright, let's go to the next one. We're gonna make a back post. So yarn over, use the first space to insert the hook from the back, then move in front, pull the yarn through the two spaces, pull through two, pull through two. Okay, next one is going to be a front post, yarn over, insert from the front, pull through, Alright, now we have a few, actually two left, and what I'm gonna do, because this one is front post, it would end up that we will finish with two front posts. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna make a back post through the two stitches. So you're skipping the next one and into the last one and make a back post, because this one is a front post. So what you're gonna do now, you are gonna go from the back and slip stitch, and there is the end of the round. So now we're gonna chain 3, that will count as the first double crochet. Now the next one is a back post, so you're gonna yarn over, go from the back, go around the double crochet and pull the yarn in front of it from the back. Again, this one is front post, so you're gonna yarn over, go from the front, go around it from the back and pull the yarn behind it. Okay, for this one we're gonna yarn over, go from the back, go around it, pull the yarn from the front and pull the yarn. This is what we have. Now for the front, yarn over, go around the double crochet from the front. This one, yarn over and go around it starting from the back. And you do exactly the same steps all the way around. When you reach the beginning of the round, you're just gonna slip stitch around the 3 chains you chained in the beginning. Let's try this on. If you want this part longer, you can definitely add as many rounds as you want, but I'm gonna stop right here. For the thumb, we're gonna make a slip knot, and we are gonna join somewhere here on the side into the stitch we see here. Just pull through and single crochet 1. We are gonna keep putting single crochets into each stitch around. Right here, this is not a stitch. We're gonna be moving onto this one so we don't have gaps. Again, this is not a stitch. We're gonna move into this one. And you are gonna put single crochets in between the stitches we put when we crocheted around the chain 8 part. Okay, and this is the last one. This is not a stitch, so we are gonna put our next single crochet into the first one, and we are gonna keep going rounds and rounds, single crocheting into each stitch until we reach the length of our thumb. Again, our thumbs are different, so you just keep going rounds and rounds until your thumb is completely covered. And here I'm not putting a stitch marker just because I don't have to count the rounds. Now when you have reached the desired length of the thumb opening, you are gonna finish the round by slip stitching into the next, chain 1, and pull a longer tail because we're gonna have to close that opening. Take the darning needle, and we are gonna be closing the opening. So find the first opening. Now go through the second and do the same through all the stitches from the back through towards the front. Make sure to not skip stitches because you don't want any holes. And when you went a full circle, let me take this one in as well, and just pull the tail so this part closes. Just insert the needle into the middle of the closing and pull it from this side. And here, just wrap it a few times, and this is how the finished mitten looks like. The other one is made exactly the same, follow the same exact steps, only this time you're gonna put it onto your other hand, and again you are not tied to a certain pattern, certain steps for left and right hand. As I mentioned in the beginning, because the pink yarn had more texture, this mitten turned to be more textured than the blue one, but both of them look really nice and really cute, and they are actually very warm. Also, it feels like the pink one fits a little looser than the blue one, so keep that in mind when you're choosing the yarn because it will affect the size of your mittens. And this was it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed learning something new. If you like this tutorial, give it a thumbs up. If you are not subscribed yet, please subscribe. I will see you next Sunday. Bye bye.